Both teams were good in this one, Courtney. As I said, Riverview, the toughest opponent Naples might have faced all the way to the finals. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't get by Riverview, so the #1 team in the state, Naples High School, out of the playoffs in the first round. A disappointing year for sure. That's it from here in the Naples Bureau. Don Brennan, ABC 7 Sports.
Thank you, Donny. Obviously a huge upset for Naples.
As if the season has not held enough devastating news for the Dolphins, there are now reports that wide receiver David Boston is facing a 4-game suspension for steroid use. Boston is on the injured list, and he may have to serve the suspension next season, which then puts the Dolphins in a hole before they even start. The annual 100 Holes of Golf took place today at Naples Beach and Golf Club. 90 golfers started at 7 a.m. for the Marathon of Golf to help raise money for Collier County junior golf programs.
The Miami Dolphins held their first full squad workout of the season today, but the hitting, it was of mid-season quality.
Man, you got to practice like that. I mean, you can't go out there and try to prevent everybody from getting hurt. Then you're just rusty and you're getting plowing through. So we got to do it.
Because that's how the game was played on Sunday. On Sunday, you got to knock the guy on the ground. You know, you got to knock his face in the dirt. That's how middle drill is.
Coming off a surprising 11-5 division title season doesn't matter anymore because everyone starts even up. So head coach Dave Wannstedt must push his team a little harder.
Well, the #1 job of a coach is to get 85 players to do something that they don't want to do, but yet that you know they have to do in order to win.
Now, the jury's still out on Jay Fiedler. Is he the guy that started the season 7-1 last year, or the one who threw 11 interceptions down the stretch? He thinks he's the guy that can take this team to the promised land.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. I think we're a better team than we showed at the end of last year as well.
Now let the position battles begin. At Dolphin Training Camp, I'm Don Brennan for NBC2 Sports.
It's held their first annual Fan Fest. Being the media and unbiased, we don't lean towards the fan part of Fan Fest. We lean towards the fest. Here's a very festive Don Brennan with the day at Tico Arena.
The Florida Everblades were having Fan Fest today, so I headed down to Tico Arena and I walked smack dab into a singing contest. Well, this was really for the national anthem singers for before the Blades games. Anybody could try out.
I got a big night here in November. I want to sing the national anthem. I've got a whole bunch of friends that are coming to the game.
I wasn't trying to sing, so I went to find Swampy, but he was kind of camera shy, but he did sign some autographs. And then I sought out new coach Jerry Fleming and some fans to get the meaning of Fan Fest.
Tell them what we're trying to do this year, what we're trying to accomplish as a group, and just get them excited about the upcoming year, because we're very excited.
He is excellent. He's taken a lot of time out. He's talked to a lot of the fans. He's come to some of the booster meetings.
Then I even had a Tom Buckley sighting. Newly married, I thought, and he already let himself go. Oh, whew, that wasn't him. He was regaling fans in the locker room with stories about he and his new coach when they played against each other years ago.
When you're 6'2" and a guy's 6'5", and he has a reputation for being able to handle himself, you kind of stay away.
All in all, it went pretty well out at Fan Fest today for the Everblades. I got to try out to sing for a national anthem for one of the games, and I signed up as a season ticket holder, and I got a great new T-shirt. Not many season tickets available, let me tell you. At Tico Arena, I'm Don Brennan for NBC2 Sports.
He didn't get the fan memo.
And the game, and that was it. Ichiro leaves town, and Tampa Bay never seen him again.
We're out of here. Okay. Boomer tonight. We'll update you on everything coming up at 11 o'clock.
Football goes on as usual here in Southwest Florida, an outlet for frustrations and aggressions.
We've been able to take our minds off of everything that's going on in the country, and we've been able to come together as a family and just get it out.
A lot of people are thinking about it, but we're going to go on. We're going to be able to do it.
The sports are being played not out of disrespect, rather to be a diversion for many, a chance to maintain normalcy in the face of utter destruction.
Sometimes it does good to just kind of get away from the news and just kind of get out and do something else, get your mind off of it.
When it's on the field, you can focus, but when you're off the field, you focus on that.
The football field and its environs acting as a bunker, isolating many from the torture of wondering when they might hear from a loved one again.
We've had a couple kids that have some family involvement up there.
We had a player in Washington, D.C. this week. He's back now safely. He got back today.
And as all athletes stand for the national anthem, its meaning now only too real.
The national anthem is probably going to bring new meaning to not only, Fort Myers, but the whole entire country.
This is the biggest event in their lives, and now they're understanding what patriotism is all about.
In Fort Myers, I'm Don Brennan for ABC 7 Sports.
we're dry, then we're safe.
Yes, and that is a good thing. We hope everyone else is as well.
We do. I'm sure a lot of people are watching us from their hotel room, visiting from the East Coast as they flocked over here seeking shelter. And Don Brennan joins us now with more on that story.
Yeah, actually, I think the one thing about all these hurricanes, I mean, obviously it's very unfortunate, but people have learned, and I think we found that out because people are now coming over from the East Coast. They're not taking any chances. A lot of people don't want to stay. They say safety is the main thing. Problem is, so many people have come over, not a lot of room at the inn. And one guy, actually, we were there at a hotel, was talking to a family who he left back, who didn't want to leave Stewart, where the eye of the hurricane was, and it was very unfortunate. You could take a look.
And I have 3 children. She has 3 children. I decided to get my kids out of harm's way. She decided to stay home and protect her house. I was just checking up with her on the cell phone, and all of a sudden I heard a loud crash in the house and then screaming, and the phone went dead. So now I don't know what to do.
Keith is here in Southwest Florida to get he and his kids away from another hurricane. He was one of the lucky ones to get a hotel room. There are no vacancies in Lee and Collier counties.
Just check all neighbors, check the whole 75 and come back. No motel, no hotel, no nothing.
Everybody from the East Coast are coming over and filling up all the hotel rooms in Collier County and Lee County.
The Port St. Lucie area lost power this morning, and residents have been told it may be 3 weeks before getting it back. Families from there didn't want to take any chances. Getting out of town was the only option.
If the house blows down, it blows down, as long as my kids are with me safe.
Our house is a little beat up already from Francis, so it's a little weaker, and we just don't want to take any chances with our own personal safety this time. So
those who have a room are very fortunate. Those who don't, not so much. Karen and her husband are on vacation from Germany. Instead, they sleep in their car at the rest stop.
We have a house rental on Monday, and we are too early.
Karen and her husband may have to sleep in their car tonight, but at least they know they'll have a home when they get back to it in Germany.
I have a 15-year-old, I have a 7-year-old and a 10-year-old. And it's tough to upset their lives and bring them away from home into a strange place, and they're not certain whether we're going to have a place to live when we go back.
Really, it's just amazing. I mean, that story is just heart-rending, but everybody has learned. People are coming over. There will be more rooms tomorrow. A lot of hotels, there are so far. They say rooms will be opening tomorrow, but Lee County and Collier right now, tonight, nothing.
Let me ask you a question, because in that video piece that you just did, we saw someone walk up to the door, saw the sign, no rooms, and walked away. What time was that at?
That was about 10:30, and that happened about 5 times. And there was 2 cars behind him. I mean, people were just walking up, talking either to the manager or seeing the signs, and everywhere we went, the signs were up. We went to 5 different hotels here in Lee County. Nothing.
Probably a lot of people sleeping in their cars tonight. That's unfortunate.
We saw several people.
And frightening, too, with the conditions that we're going to be weathering overnight.
Well, and that's the other thing. That's what I asked. At the rest stop, you know, what happens? I mean, in the rain and the wind, what do? You're living in your car. You can't actually get out. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do. And that's what they're doing. They ride out the storm in their cars. The New York Yankees came a-calling on Southwest Florida for the 2nd time this week. The Miami Dolphins made Dolphins fans' wishes come true back in the perfect season of 1972. The Eastern Conference Championship was won by the Everblades tonight 3-2, and they're ready to go to the Kelly Cup Finals. That's it from Tico Arena. Don Brennan for ABC 7 Sports. Howdy. When Matt first started riding, he didn't reckon he'd be roping doggies. No sign of the bushes. I believe they're still in Kennebunkport. However, unfortunately, no sign of any fish today. So I wanted to try out and be a dragonette too. Spurrier said, what was I going to do? Run the ball? I hated him at UF, but I think I got a man crush on this guy. A 50-win season and a Coach of the Year award aren't enough to keep a coaching job in the NBA these days. You're out of here, Rick Carlisle. Yes, they are. We thought they might get a new QB. No go on that. The Minnesota Twins had to make the long crosstown trip to play the Red Sox at City of Palms Park today. The ride is so much longer after a loss. It is called chew, dip, snuff, and cope, and it can cause cancer. It says so right on the tin. And Trot Nixon of the Red Sox is trying to quit.
It's going to be a test, but if I do beat this test, that I may have an opportunity to spend a few more years with my son and other kids that my wife and I may have.
Just a pinch between your cheek and gum can cause gum recession and painful skin graft surgery. Reasons to quit right there, you would think.
My dentist, he knew that I did spit tobacco, and he'd always keep a steady eye on it, make sure nothing was going wrong.
Between the nicotine and the habit, there needs to be a replacement behavior when the dipping comes to a halt.
I have some stuff that's it's like a herbal snuff. It has no nicotine, no tobacco in it. When you try to quit, and you've done it for 15 years, you try to quit, you got to have something in your mouth. You're used to having something in your mouth all the time.
Trott's story about chewing tobacco really hit home with me because I too have been chewing tobacco for 20 years now. And when I read his story the other day, I had just quit yet again.
Trott already mentioned the tobacco and nicotine-free herbal snuff he is using as a surrogate.
People are going to hear that I quit dipping, and they're going to say, "Well, he's got something in his mouth." No, it's not. It's not chewing tobacco. It's an herbal snuff. It looks like it, but it's not.
Trying to quit dipping. I'm Don Brennan for ABC 7 Sports.
This photo was taken of my Little League team in 1977. I was not only the only white player on the team, but the only white player in the league. Ironically, it was the Jackie Robinson Little League, a league that died out due to lack of interest. I'm Don Brennan, ABC 7 Sports.